Let's go ahead and start the recording. Thank you. Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to the first live event today as part of the Microsoft Build for 2030 Hackathon. My name is Gina Go, and I lead the channel strategies at Microsoft to drive inclusive market opportunity forward together with our partner ecosystem. I am so excited today to be providing an introduction and overview to the Microsoft Build for 2030 Initiative and how Microsoft partners can participate and make the most of your experience. Before I begin, this is a reminder that we have our event code of conduct, and we ask that all participants keep this a safe and welcoming place for everyone. I also want to remind participants that the presentation is being recorded and will be available on demand after. The presentation will take about 20 minutes, following which there will be time for Q&A, and you may either type your questions in the chat or raise your hand, use the raise your hand feature in Teams so that we can call on you to ask your question. And it's always nice to hear where you may be dialing in from, so please feel free to share that on the chat, and a very, very warm welcome to everyone who is here with us today or who may be listening in to the recording. So to get us started, I'd like to set some context. While different regions and regions may be experiencing this to varying degrees and differently within each of our own unique cultural context, I think most of us would agree that the disruption that has been caused by the pandemic's impact has accelerated the awareness of the challenges of the day, and is also shining a spotlight on governments, businesses, and business leaders on how current challenges are being addressed. The data has shown us that purpose-driven companies are growing 3 times faster on average than their competitors, all while achieving higher workforce and customer satisfaction. They're also demonstrating 30% higher levels of innovation. There is growing awareness of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And for instance, it is well documented the disproportionate impact of the pandemic on women and girls all around the world. And companies now, especially global businesses, are investing in diversity, equity, and inclusion, so DEI, through the hiring, supply chain, and procurement strategies. Some 4,000 investment institutions have now become signatories to the United Nations Principles for Responsible Investment, with more than 89 trillion in assets under management. And this is already and definitely shaping boardroom decisions on business investment and market strategies. So I'm sharing and starting here because while we're here today focused on building technology that will drive greater good in the world, business and solution strategies toward an inclusive economy has significant and tremendous potential to be unlocking new growth. And the opportunity we have is to enable more inclusive and sustainable growth, and also position our ecosystem and our organizations to capture the market differentiation that it offers. And this is really why we started the Microsoft Build for 2030 initiative. Microsoft has been a supporter of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals since 2015. These are a set of 17 global goals adopted by the UN member states to provide a shared blueprint for a better future and sustainability for all, intended to be achieved by 2030. And together as a Microsoft partner ecosystem, we have a collective opportunity to be building and recognizing transformational solutions and services, bring those to market, to scale innovation, and help drive these SDGs forward. We started with the Build for 2030 campaign in 2020, which runs from March to October each year. The Build for 2030 campaign showcases partner solutions on the Microsoft Commercial Marketplace, AppSource, and Azure Marketplace, aligned to themes of gender equality, sustainability, accessibility, enabling nonprofits, and empowering communities. And we're very excited to share that we've now expanded this initiative to launch the Build for 2030 Hackathon And our goal is to enable more learning, community building, and inspire us all to be driving new high-impact solutions to market. I'll start with sharing a bit more about how you can make the most of your hackathon experience, and then circle back to share more about the Build for 2030 campaign. So why hack? We believe that hacking is for everyone, and it's also about people coming together to focus on innovating new ideas and solutions. Regardless of your background, seniority, functional expertise, we believe everyone can have a great idea. We were very much inspired by Microsoft's own experience with our internal employee hackathon. And for example, many may not know this, but the Xbox Adaptive Controller was also one of Time's best inventions of 2018, got its start over several internal hackathons when a Microsoft employee was inspired to reach out to a nonprofit that focuses on providing gaming devices to wounded veterans. And then several other key Microsoft product accessibility features all came through internal hack projects. And so we're inviting Microsoft partners to use your expertise to unlock that innovation, spark new ideas for features and solutions for impact. And there's also the opportunity to be competing for some tremendous and awesome prizes, marketing and technical benefits as well. I do want to highlight that the hackathon is open to Microsoft partner organizations only. You will have to submit your valid MPN ID and an active membership, and the full set of official rules are available on the hackathon landing page. The first step, and I believe you figured this out if you're all here today, is to join the Build for 2030 Hackathon community. You can click join the community from the landing page. Once you've activated your account, you can enter the community space. And from there, be sure to be accessing resources like the participant guide, challenge prompts, and events, and networking opportunities with community partners to the hackathon. When you're ready, only the primary team member of your organization needs to be accessing the application portal by clicking on participate from the main hackathon landing page to register your team and submit your final entry. We are hoping that partners make the most of the hackathon experience by starting with inspiration around the 5 themes: gender equality, sustainability, accessibility, enabling nonprofits, and empowering communities. Work on a project that aligns with the challenge statements and review the prompts that we have if you're looking to go deeper into each of these themes. Look at some of the data and market context that we've provided within the Themes and Groups tab in the community space, and also learn and read up about the UN Sustainable Development Goals that are connected to the theme that you've chosen. This is also very much a learning journey and opportunity for us all to skill up. And so that's why we have teed up some technical and non-technical content, including topics like responsible AI, learning to use the Microsoft Sustainability Calculator, coding for accessibility, learning about the UN SDGs, building change-making skills, and lots more as part of this event. So we highly encourage all teams to attend the events and integrate those learnings into your projects and solutions. Finally, like I mentioned earlier, this is a community building experience, and we hope you take the opportunity to network, use the channels for one-on-one connections with other like-minded partners, and use the community spaces to be connecting with our community partners, the IAMCP, the Ashoka Changemaker Companies, the Black Channel Partner Alliance, the WIT Network, and Women in Cloud. We have all this detail within the Hackathon participant guide, but we really suggest teams start by building a very diverse hackathon team, or work on thinking about how you can bring in diverse perspectives as you build your project. I also want to highlight that if you're an executive, this is a great way to show support to your organization and employees by sponsoring a hack project, or if you're looking to pull a team together, request for sponsorship from your leadership. It's really a great way to demonstrate your purpose-driven efforts and focus regardless of your role within your organization. Learning from other hackathons, we also integrated some of the best practices that we have seen, both from the internal Microsoft hackathon and also external challenges. We suggest that teams assign roles within your hack team so that you have a way to really bring in both technical and non-technical roles and have everyone contribute to this journey. It will round out your approach, gain more traction, and increase the chances of being able to continue developing on your solution and bringing it to market after the hackathon. And then most importantly, don't forget to be sharing about your work, even as it is in progress, with all of your network. We highly encourage that teams post on social that they will be participating, share with your customers and employees that you will be participating, because again, it's a great way to continue differentiating your organization and demonstrating and creating visibility to your purpose-led effort. To ideate and decide on your project, what we suggest is you really start with the theme groups and content within the hackathon community site that we have pulled together. There is technical content and also research and business data that we've collected from subject matter experts all around Microsoft and our community partners. Start there and also start with what you're familiar with. What are the industries that you're currently touching? What are some of the known challenges in the industries that you're currently serving? Or look at your current product offering from the lens of inclusion, equity, and sustainability to see how you can increase access or perhaps create one next feature that might delight a user with disability and extend the access and opportunity that your product offers. The other thing that you could do, and we highly encourage it, is to reach out to your network. One of the things that we're learning is that you would want to find unlikely partners, and in finding unlikely partners, you might light up some cross-sector collaboration. So definitely reach out to academia, other educational institutions that you may be affiliated with, nonprofits that you may be personally affiliated with, or that your organizations might already be engaged with for some philanthropy or corporate social responsibility efforts, and ask them what problems you could possibly solve together with them. And that was exactly what one Microsoft employee did when they reached out to the nonprofit serving the wounded veteran community in the US that sparked off the beginnings of the Xbox Adaptive Controller that I shared earlier. Finally, as you're building your project, I also encourage that we build with the end in mind. So definitely have your primary team representative log in and start your entry within the application portal so that you can review all the tasks and all the questions that are needed within your write-up. You'll see that we're asking for all teams to be registered by October 22nd, and then you can continue to be editing this information all the way through the final entry deadline of November 15th. There are also two parts to the final entry submission. The first part is public. It will show up on the main hackathon landing page. And this is where you get to answer several questions and write up how you have approached your chosen challenge and your solution's potential impact once it's fully developed and brought to market. There is also the opportunity to be uploading an optional 3-minute video so that you can walk through your solution, share about your approach, and really give others who are learning about your project, the judging community, an opportunity to really grasp your vision for your project and your solution. The second part of the entry is private to Microsoft and the judges only. And this is where we are requesting that you submit your solution in Solution Workspace, a tool that allows you to access curated resources after the hackathon and continue working on your project. This takes about 5 minutes, and then attest to attending the live events for training and also be updating any additional presentations, reference architecture, and content that you feel could be supportive to judges as they're evaluating your entry. So all of this is further detailed in the participant guide and the official rules. So wishing all of the teams good luck, and we are looking forward to be reading your entries. Before I close today, I want to take a couple of minutes to also highlight the Build for 2030 campaign, which will provide feature opportunities for your solution once it's brought to market. So after you've submitted your hack entry, we hope all the teams continue working on your solution. And when it's ready to be published to the Microsoft Marketplace and listed, you can also nominate your solution to be featured in the Build for 2030 campaign. The Build for 2030 campaign focuses on recognizing and showcasing partner solutions that are on the Microsoft Marketplace, AppSource and Azure Marketplace, and support participating partners to create brand value, awareness, aligned to areas of impact and purpose. In addition to the features on Microsoft assets and channels, we also provide go-to-market benefits like a customizable campaign promotion kit and a suggested campaign promotion plan that partners can leverage to share on social and with your customers. You can see some examples here on this slide for how other partners have used this promotion material. From the link on this site, aka.ms/buildfor2030-campaign-collection, you can also view the entire collection of featured partner solutions from this year. Again, the key criteria for the Build for 2030 campaign feature is that you'll need to first publish your solution to the Microsoft Commercial Marketplace in order to nominate to be featured. As you can see here from this quote from a Microsoft partner, Earth Knowledge, the Build for 2030 campaign feature was a fantastic experience, significantly increasing their visibility, engagement with current potential customers and partners. So we highly encourage you to continue building on your solution after the hackathon and want to be featuring another set of highly impactful solutions next year, and hopefully many of which would have come from the hackathon experience. In closing, we invite all partners to join us to Build for 2030. We have massive challenges ahead and also a massive opportunity to be using all of our expertise, regardless of our role, to drive collective action, innovation, and impact. So here's a summary of all the key resources I covered, and we can now open up for questions. So please feel free to type your question in the chat or use the raise your hand feature and I can call on you. Love to hear and get thoughts from others in the room. I'm seeing a question here from Carnegie in the chat. I'm going to be reading it out all for the recording. Are the research reports noted earlier available to download within our Build for 2030 groups? There are a number of data points. We've tried very much to be using public and open source data points that are available. So most of it should be able, you should be able to access directly from the website. Where there may be several resources that are gated, you may have to, just enter in your name and they will email you the report. Let us know if that addresses your question. Great. So any other questions? All right, so if there are no further questions, we're going to stop the recording very shortly. I can hang around for a few more minutes if anyone wants to come off mute to connect and ask questions offline. Otherwise, connect with us. The Build for 2030 team is here for you on the community space, and you can also connect with us via our alias buildfor2030@microsoft.com. Thank you so much, and we are looking forward to be reading your entries and working together on this.